I'll have you know also, you should not be making mockery of me anyway. Shut up now. Don't be doing Jerry Lewis. This is a serious topic I'm going into here because I survived another home invasion yesterday. I had a near-death experience, was in danger and fear for my life. And fortunately, I was able to subdue the interloper and dispose of him in quick fashion. But you're not even worried about me and this heroic thing that I did?
Well, explain more. This is news to me, and it's certainly an interesting story. Let's hear more about it.
Well, I like to have the air filter, the furnace filters, air conditioning filters, same difference. Like to have them changed every 60 days here at the castle because it's the allergy capital of the world, as you can tell. And so yesterday, being nigh upon the first of the month, it's time to change the furnace filters. And I go down, and the very first one I'm going to change is in the utility room off the bar downstairs. And that's where the furnace is there, the water heater, the water softener, various things that make the place run. And I go in there and I start to lean over and change the filter. And I look in the corner underneath the carpet shampooer, and there's a fucking snake. And what the fuck?
Like a little tiny snake?
Well, what do you call a little tiny snake?
Like a little kind of little snake. I don't know what to say. A little tiny snake.
A little snake. Well, this son of a bitch, if I had allowed him to stretch all the way out, it was probably 18 to 24 inches. And that's too big to be in the house. And so I said, oh, shit. And I got my sock feet on.
You cut its head off with an axe?
Well, hold on. I got no axe. That's it. I got my sock feet on is what I did, Brian. I had socks on. I was in my sock feet, as my mother used to say. And I've got a goddamn air filter in my hand, and I'm looking around for a weapon. And and around the corner is the fireplace, a fireplace poker, but goddamn it, that's awful blunt. You got to be precise. And what if he decides to fucking scurry? And then he gets under something, I can't get to him. I'll have to sell the fucking house. There's a snake in the house. So I do the Peter Griffin. I back out slowly. And he's not moving. He's just laying there. And then I sprint up the stairs and through the kitchen and the TV room and out into the garage, and I grab a pointed shovel. And then I run back down. And as I come around the corner, I peek around, and there the son of a bitch still is. And I sneaked up on him. Slowly I turned, step by step, inch by inch I crept up on him. And right as he started to look up at me, boom, down I come with the shovel. And I missed him with the point of it and took a big chunk out of the concrete floor. And the fucking... and the fucking thing starts fucking curling and going, and I got a boom. The second one I went with the side of it, and I got him right in the middle, and both ends are squirming. And I'm a sawing, and he's a squirming, and I'm a bam, bam, a little bit in the middle, and I cut the son of a bitch in half, and both ends was still moving around. Which scientifically they will tell you is muscular contractions, because that's all a snake is a big, long muscle.
So Jake keeps going.
Exactly. But in this instance, it was freaky because I'm trying to kill this thing, and now there's two of them. And then I began to fucking hit him with the shovel as a blunt instrument. Boom, boom, boom. And then it started flattening him out, and et cetera, and... it's about as big around as my little finger, I'll have you know. And now I got tongs and picked him up and put him in the garbage and carted him off. But now I've got to, because we're used to mice. Every once in a while, you'll get a mouse interloper in the crawl space, which is right where he was next to there. But I've had my crawl space cleaned and vapor locked, and now I'm going to have it goddamn spray foam insulated. Because I think he got through where the heating and air gentleman vented my new furnace when last they replaced it, and there's a place there, if you haven't sealed it up just properly, there could be a goddamn hole big enough for something like that to happen. I was not pleased about that. Have you ever had a snake in your house? You should be going, oh my God, I can't imagine what it would be like to have a snake in my house, or something like that.
Yeah, we've had a few small ones. Actually, the pest control professional was just recently here, and he took one out of one of the traps in the garage. But last year, one of the crazy, I don't even know if I ever talked about it on the air, there was a snake. They got caught in like a spider web in the garage in the corner.
Oh, good Lord.
And for weeks, the spider was killing the snake, and the snake wouldn't die. It was insane.
The fuck? You left it there for weeks?
I had to see how this was going to turn out. I didn't want to end it. And then I have no conclusion, because then just one day it was all gone. Like one day, and I think it was like a weird thing where like, ready, refresh, we're here to give me a new case of water. And all of a sudden it was gone. Like they may have politely cleaned it out. I don't know. But I never got a conclusive answer. But after 3.5 weeks, the snake was still alive. Stuck in a web off the ground. Hasn't been eating anything that I could see.
You came home to that house every day from whoever you were out harassing.
What?
In your daily life, and there was a snake and a giant fucking mutant spider in the corner of the goddamn garage, and you just looked at it and left it there. I wouldn't have been able to sleep a fucking wink. Spider and snake?
It wasn't an abnormally large spider.
Well, I don't care. There's a snake there too. That magnifies it.
And then sometimes you'd see the snake, and again, it's a small snake, and you lean in to look, and its mouth would be open, and then the tongue would come out. You'd be like, fuck, it's still alive. How is this happening?
You're leaning in to look. What if that had been a goddamn fucking what is those with the viper?
One of those,
whatever, one of those, whatever, where the tongue comes out and gives the pump, and it gives you the poison, and you're paralyzed. And then the spider
pretty sure this wasn't a viper.
I
was pretty sure this wasn't a viper.
Gee, fucking
we don't get
Jesus
vipers
Christ.
In the garages here in New Jersey. No.
I'm telling you what, my next step would have been an explosive if I couldn't have fucking got that sumbitch and he'd have got under the guy back in the crawl space. I would have had to call the police or some goddamn wildlife expert to come out here, because there's no way I could coexist knowing that it was there.
Well, I had some comfort that the snake had it. I mean, that the spider had him, and the spider wasn't going to let go, and then one day it was all gone, and I was so pissed.
I'm pretty sure that your water people probably say, oh my God, we'll save these people's lives, because this fucking crackpot that lives here obviously is not in control of his faculties and has left these dangerous wildlife vermin to fucking prosper here in his garage.
Spiders are our friends. They help us. This is a great This is a great example of spiders helping people.
Well, how do you know that the snake snake was trying to protect you from the spider?
The spider was so preoccupied with the snake for weeks, and he couldn't give up. He kept having to create like new webs, because the snake would slither around, but it was off the ground. So it was moving violently when it could, and the spider would just have to make the web tighter and tighter and tighter. It was extraordinary.
So what you're saying is
there was no ending to it.
Two criminal entities were trying to invade your home, and were engaged in a battle to the death to see which one would survive to enter your home and kill you and your family. And you were excited about watching this procedure.
That's not what I'm saying. I don't even know how you got there. No, there are no criminal entities involved in this.
Well, there certainly was ill intent involved on behalf of the spider and the snake. The snake is going to bite you because it's a snake, and the spider's going to bite you because it's a spider. And if it's the poisonous brown recluse spider, well, your days have come to an end.
Isn't this the perfect example of what you would want in your garage? The kind of protection you would want. If a snake gets in before it gets too deep, The spider grabs him. That's it.
What if the spider has no snakes? What if the snakes hear about this through the snake grapevine and say, fuck, stay away from his house? Then the spider's got nothing to do and it starts looking upstairs to those warm-blooded entities.
The spider ain't going upstairs. That ain't happening. But I don't know how it started either. Like, was the spider looking for food and the snake... No, was the snake looking for food and the spider grabbed him? Or, why are we still talking about this?
Let me ask you what this sounds like. What can you hear this?
1:05 p.m.
What was that? No, what was that?
You know what? You want to hear it again?
Yes, please.
Hold on.
1:05 p.m.
What the hell is that?
1:05 p.m. My new clock. Remember, I told you.
It's 1:04. It's not even correct.
Well, that's just because there's see, you're farther east than I am. That minute will show up over here eventually.
No, you're saying you have it before I do.
Oh, well, it's going the other way. See, it's west to east. I forgot. But no, the other day I told you that my clock on my desk, it was flummoxing, it was malfunctioning, and I couldn't tell what time it was because part of the LED display was not displaying the LEDs. And so if it was 12:41, it might look like 12:11, and I wouldn't know the fucking difference. So Chad Keeney from Fayetteville, West Virginia, came to my rescue because he had ordered a digital clock for his desk for the same reason, because the old one was fucking up, and they accidentally sent him 2 clocks. And when he registered this issue with the company, they said, well, it was our mistake, so keep it. So instead of keeping it for his own greedy self, he forwarded it over to me. And I had the reason why it's the talking clock.
1:06 p.m.
is because I'll have you know, I've interacted with Chad before, done a cameo for him back a couple of years ago. He is the first blind entrepreneur to take over the rest areas in West Virginia as the, as they say down south, the soda pop distributor. He's a Pepsi representative, so he can't get the Sprite Zero, but they have Starry Zero, which is of course the Pepsi brand equivalent, apparently. I've not heard that of the Starry Zero.
I never heard of Starry before.
Well, we got to try that.
Well, you do.
But, well, for heaven's sake, now, you could certainly take a sip and let me know whether or not...
I'm not a Sprite aficionado.
Dangerous.
I add nothing to this.
Well, anyway, I want to thank Chad from Fayetteville, West Virginia, for his gift to me so that now I can see and hear what time it is around here. That's one of the greatest lines in it. W.C. Fields fucking talking to his stooge. He's maligning his son-in-law, and he says, that guy, he's so stupid he doesn't know what time it is. And then the other guy says, what time is it? I don't know. Anyway,